Happy Sunday. This is Bobby and JG Radio. We have Miss Lacey Bonkofsky. She's with Emerald Alternate Dispute Resolution. She's been in the industry, the law industry, for 5 years. She just kind of branched out and started doing some stuff on her own. I want to say thank you, Lacey, for hanging out with us today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so let's talk about Emerald Alternative Dispute Resolutions. Who are you and who are you working with and how are you servicing people here in San Antonio?
So what we do primarily is mediation. And what that is instead of you having to go to court and be told what to do by a judge, you get to come to us and talk about what you want to do. And we reach some sort of resolution that makes more sense than you being told what to do.
Sure. So you're like a referee then?
Basically, yes. We're neutral all the way. We don't give out any legal advice. We just kind of help you think about outside of the court what things that you need, what you don't need, and what you can do that day to resolve your entire case. Whether it be a business contract dispute or a divorce or child custody, we can do all of that, and we can get it done pretty quickly with cooperative parties.
So is there some kind of an agreement beforehand? That way, if you do come to it's more of an agreement, right?
It is, but you then, for like family law, it's a binding agreement, and you file it with the court along with your divorce.
Because my thing is this: what if I want to do your business, and then I decide that I don't like the way you ruled, and then I say, you know what, I want to go to court after all? Is there something that's saying that I have to go with
your decision?
Your decision?
So for family law, it is binding. You can, if you think that we did a horrible job, try to take it up with the court. But it's very difficult to blame your mediator because they're neutral and you've agreed to all of these terms. If you've agreed and signed, you're saying that you've agreed. If you do refuse to sign and walk away, that's part of the business. You are allowed to leave if you don't like what's being said.
Does that ever happen?
Yes, all the time.
People want to win.
Yes. A lot of times people, when you have lawyers on your team, they are there for a purpose to help you gain your goals. So sometimes you can get tunnel vision. But so we try to break down those tunnels.
Well, we were kind of talking about it in the green room earlier, right? Where the divorce attorneys, we see it all the time, right? About what happens at the end of a divorce. You have two clients that what? They have bad credit. They spend all their money. They stop. One person stops
fighting over everything.
Yeah, somebody didn't pay the mortgage a couple months because they were just mad. Where they could have easily just, if they would have talked to maybe you beforehand, you could have, honestly said, hey, maybe we can refinance it and put it in someone's name instead of just neglecting these properties. Cash out refinancing.
Absolutely.
And so you show them that there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely. Up
front, where they just don't go crazy and they get the tunnel vision where it's like, I want, Junior on Saturdays, and that's all that really matters, right?
Right. And we can help them with those other questions about child custody and everything, but we kind of have a little bit broader of a playing field where we can say, look, if you decide to do X, Y, or Z, here are some of the things that might happen.
Sure.
Or here's what a judge might say if you don't agree today.
Right.
And kind of give them a wider scope to look through than in the courtroom.
So it kind of brought on those deer blinders, right? So how can a mediator like yourself help a corporate client?
So a lot of times that's with contract disputes or employment disputes. We can come in as a neutral party. A lot of times, especially for employment, the people that are the employee are afraid to go to war with the corporate client because they don't have enough money, they don't have any resources, and they think that the HR department's always on the side of the corporation.
Right.
So a neutral mediator can come in and help them both reach a solution that doesn't slam the company, or maybe the employee wants to keep their job. We make it easy for them to do that instead of causing a fight and making it hard for them to rejoin their workforce.
So bottom line, why would someone go to mediation instead of just strictly straight to court?
Well, number one, it's cheaper. It's way cheaper to do that because you'll pay for a certain number of hours typically with the mediator instead of by the hour.
Right. Which can go on forever.
Right. And number two is that it gives you the opportunity to make solutions that you might not find in a law book. So the law is dictated by the judge, black and white. Right. In a mediation, you can bend that to make both parties satisfied.
Give us an example of where you've seen that.
So a lot of times, like in child custody, there are a couple ways to do it in the court. Most of the time, they do what is called a standard possession order, which is the first, third, and fifth Friday, every other holiday, that kind of thing. But if there's, let's say, a specific holiday, maybe a family that has a specific faith and there's a holiday that they want the kids there,
no matter
and the other family member is not part of that religion, then you can set it up to where that person always gets that holiday.
Right.
There we can make it as big as you want and detailed as you want, or as small as they want.
Like no matter what I got them for Thanksgiving, or no matter what I got
Can
them
do.
for. Yeah, stuff like that.
Festivus is a big
Or
deal.
Festivus.
Yes.
Bobby's big on Festivus because
Yes.
he doesn't have any.
You can air your grievances. to your
Oh, she
child
knows.
every year.
The metal pole of whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Cool. No one else knows. Does anyone else know? No. Losers. All right. So besides being an awesome mediator, Lacey, you're doing something this year. You're running for Woman of the Year for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Talk about that a little bit.
So I got a proposition to do this run after a conversation with my bankers. Small shout out to Bank San Antonio. And basically they said, here's what it is. Do you want to do it?
Sure.
And I wasn't familiar with it. I didn't know what it was. I did a lot of research, and basically it's a bunch of wonderful people that have a tie to cancer, have a tie to public service, that want to raise money for the curing of blood cancers. And once I kind of dug a little deeper and realized I have people with cancer in my background,
Right.
it was a no-brainer.
Sure.
I wanted to join, and so I said yes, and our campaign kicked off March 21st.
And you're having and so it's pretty much a race of who can raise the most, right? And you're having a pretty fun little get down at Tony G's. Talk about that a little bit. It's coming up this Saturday.
So we already had one, but they're called Hustle and Brunch. And basically what it is, it's an opportunity for you to come get advice from professionals in the field that we choose for a $40 donation. So you get their all-you-can-eat brunch buffet, which is excellent.
Sure.
And then free mimosas, which is
For sure.
excellent. And then, so the first one, we had lawyers come, and our guests just asked legal questions and got free legal advice.
Bob, how were you not there?
I know.
Piece of cake. So, and this one is going to be some of our friends in the finance industry. So we're going to have people come and talk about student loans, millennial money, retirement, everything. And you can ask as personal as you want to get in public, or you can pull them aside and
Yeah.
ask them a more personal question.
Yeah, clink a little mimosa and say, hey, by the way. Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
So, and then the third one will be in May, and it will be a bunch of people who own small businesses telling their success and failure stories and giving out free advice on startups and winding up.
I love it. Cool. So this is Hustle and Brunch. The next one's April 14th. It is at Tony G's. It's a 90s party at the Burleson Yard, right?
Yes. So right after that, on April 20th, we are having a gigantic 90s themed party.
Bob, you got the parachute pants?
You still haven't changed or updated, so he's still in
Yeah.
the 90s.
All right.
Yeah, for
Well, then
sure.
Come on, you'll be welcome.
Yeah.
Your
We're
different
gonna
colored
do-
Tommy shirt,
Yeah.
different color sleeves.
My jabos.
Yeah, your jabos.
My purple jabos.
Your
Got
Guess
it.
overalls.
Yeah.
Someone please come in grunge too. That'd be great.
Nah. No one likes that.
We're gonna have karaoke for a cause, so we're gonna auction off the best songs, and then whoever wins karaoke wins some prizes along with what they donated. So we're gonna try to raise a bunch of money.
And that's 420.
Yes.
Yeah, which is Burleson. Party at Burleson's Yard, and then Tony G's on April 14th. Please help this girl make some money. Call her if you need a mediator at 210-570-2027. Again, that's 570-2027, or check out her website at emeraldadr.com.